What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today, we're taking a closer look at something that often goes unnoticed but is absolutely crucial to Toronto's Afrobeat scene: Nigerian house parties. Before the clubs, the festivals, and the citywide events, it was these intimate gatherings that laid the groundwork for what Afrobeats would become in Toronto. In this video, we'll explore why these house parties were so important, how they shaped DJs, promoters, and artists, and why their influence can still be felt in the GTA in 2025. Nigerian house parties were never just about music. They were about community, identity, and connection. Students, young professionals, and diaspora families would host gatherings in their living rooms, basements, or rented halls. Everyone knew someone, everyone brought something, whether it was food, drinks, or just good vibes. These parties created a safe, welcoming space for people to connect with their culture, dance freely, and experiment with music. DJs, often friends or acquaintances of the hosts, would mix Afrobeats with R&B, hip-hop, and Caribbean sounds, setting the tone for a more professional nightlife experience down the line. What's fascinating is how these small, informal events taught organizers the skills they'd later use for larger-scale parties: crowd management, playlist curation, lighting, and timing. The house parties were also where many Toronto Afrobeats DJs first learned their craft. Whether it was Magic Flowz experimenting with transitions, or a young DJ Mendoza testing new mixes, these gatherings were the laboratories of the scene. DJs learned to read the room, respond to energy, and create moments that kept people dancing all night. Even today, you can trace modern Toronto Afrobeats sets back to these foundational skills. The way a DJ builds a climax in a nightclub or day party. It all started in intimate house gatherings where the feedback was immediate, honest, and raw. Another reason Nigerian house parties were foundational is that they transmitted culture. It wasn't just about tracks. It was about fashion, language, dance moves, and culinary traditions. Guests came together to share and celebrate a collective identity, something that larger events would later scale up. These gatherings also bridged gaps between different African and Caribbean communities in Toronto. People met, danced, and connected in ways that would later translate into bigger student events, day parties, and club nights. By hosting these parties, organizers were laying a blueprint. Afrobeats events could be more than music. They could be experiences that united people across cultures, backgrounds, and neighborhoods. As word spread, house parties naturally evolved. Hosts started renting halls, booking larger venues, and eventually collaborating with professional DJs. The lessons learned in small living rooms, timing, guest engagement, energy flow, became essential for these bigger events. By the time clubs and festivals started booking Afrobeats nights, Toronto already had a ready-made audience and a culture of celebration. The city's DJs and promoters had been trained in-house, and the community was already invested. This is why even in 2025, Toronto's Afrobeat scene feels organic. Every night, every event, carries a trace of those early house parties, the energy, the connection, and the sense of shared culture. Today, Nigerian house parties may not dominate headlines, but their influence is everywhere. Afrobeats festivals, day parties, and student events all borrow from the format, energy, and communal spirit of those early gatherings. Even the way DJs interact with the crowd, curating tracks, timing drops, and building energy, can be traced back to these intimate beginnings. It's also why Toronto continues to attract international Afrobeats talent. Artists know the city has a deep-rooted culture, built not just in clubs, but in homes and living rooms where people first learn to dance, celebrate, and connect through Afrobeats. So that's why Nigerian house parties built the foundation of Afrobeats in Toronto. They were more than parties. They were training grounds, cultural hubs, and the heartbeat of a community that would later define the city's music scene. If you've ever attended one, or know someone who has, drop a comment with your experience. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. More stories about Toronto's Afrobeats culture are coming your way. See you in the next video.